Hey guys, how's it going? Onage here, and welcome to a new career mode video. This time it's time for the 10th round, the German Grand Prix, around the Hockenheim circuit. As you saw there, it was raining, but those were shots from the practice session, as I had no shots like that from the race. So the race is perfectly fine, it's dry, and no rain is predicted for this race. So getting strapped into our car, obviously after the qualifying then. Q1 went pretty well, Q2 had a little bit of a down really, as we see the setup here. Yeah, the AI usually seems to pick up their pace in the Q2 suddenly, and they did so this time as well. Luckily, managed to qualify in front of my teammate. And now, as I went through the setup, I suddenly noticed that I completely forgot to change the alignment of the car, so the camber and toe. So this is not really good. But I only noticed it when I went through the setup. As you see here, the strategy, it's a free stop, which is a lot of stops really. We will see how it develops through the race, but I might want to go and switch to a 2-stop. As I said though, we'll see how the race goes and then respond and judge from that. Anyway, here's the grid then. So it's Rosberg on pole in front of his home crowd. Here we are starting in 11th and our teammate down in 14th place. So let's try to get a good start here. We see Williams alongside us there. That's Valtteri Bottas. Hulkenberg up front. Raikkonen there on the right hand side as well. Here we go. We have 3 lights already. We have 4 lights already. Or 5 lights. And they are out right now. And away we go for this race. 34 laps. So we are underway. So got off the line there. It was okay-ish. Not too bad. Now to mix 2 as we go around the outside of a couple of cars from I think from Valtteri and Hulkenberg as well, as we head down to the next corner now. Corner 2, look at the AI battling it all around the outside there. I dive on the inside and take a lot of positions. P5 behind Vettel then, who is in P4. There's a Vettel, or a Ferrari I should say as well there in 3rd position. That has to be Alonso then. As we come down this little straight here, down to the hairpin. Massa very close behind us with that Williams or Mercedes power, obviously the Williams car. As we get into the hairpin in front of Massa though, so no problems there. Up to P5 then, not too bad. Let's try to stick with Vettel, even though that will be tough. Obviously, it's a Red Bull, so they have the advantage. I'm in the sister car, in the Toro Rosso, but obviously we are going to try it. Come through the left-hander here, swing it into the right-hander. A bit of oversteer there. Nothing too major though. The gap between Vettel and me is 6 tenths, obviously after the first lap, and the Mercedes are already gone, I would say, in 1st and 2nd. Already putting a little bit of a gap, but to be honest, not a bad start at all. Obviously the AI was battling a little bit on the outside of turn 2. I managed to sneak down the inside and get the places there up to P5, as I said before. But yeah, very hard to keep up with Vettel right now, with 9 tenths in front of us and already pulling a gap. It's very hard to keep up with these guys. I mean, they have the better engine, they have more straight line speed and more grip available. More aerodynamic forces on the car, so it makes it very hard. DRS isn't enabled yet, luckily for me, because Massa does seem pretty close. With a little bit of DRS or help with DRS, Massa would have been way closer than he is now into the hairpin. Nothing too major though. As I said before, in the qualifying, 2 DRS zones around this track. There's 1 DRS zone after turn 1. That's there, you cannot really do any overtaking there. It's just basically help to catch up to the car in front of you a little bit more and then attack him in the 2nd DRS zone. Currently not losing too much time to Vettel, although we just lost a bunch of time through that right-hander there. Part of that is the traction control. The AI has traction control, and they really, yeah, it's a benefit for them really, a big advantage. But yeah, not too bad so far actually, keeping up with Vettel nicely. But at the same time, we need to start looking at our tires. If you can, you know, go well on these tires and long enough, you know, you leave plenty of options open. You can go to the primes yet again and go for that for the rest of the race. You can go and switch to a 2-stop. We will see how it develops, but this first stint is crucial to get an idea of what the tire wear is like. And from there on you can then react and respond. So let's see where Massa is. DRS has been enabled. Seems to be too far back. Yeah, he is indeed. So no pressure there. Our objective for this race is 9th place. We go a little bit deeper to the hairpin. You can hear the tires locking up there. So we skip to the ending of lap 5. Opening up lap 6 then. Massa still behind us, 120.6. So Lap times are starting to drop a little bit. Nailed the corner there, nailed the apex, that was very good. And the tires are starting to wear a little bit, starting to lose a bit of time. So let's have a look at Massa. Here you go, mix free, that's my fuel strategy here. Always go to mix free, do some fuel saving. And I think the final sector, I'm not sure about that, but I do think so. Here comes Massa on the outside, look at the speed advantage. I'm gonna have to go defensive, but he's already passed, braking late then. And get the place back. Yeah, I can indeed take it back. But that was really easy for Massa. I went defensive obviously for the hairpin to the inside and just, you know, he just outspeed me. And yet again, he has a good straight line speed, having to go defensive a little bit here. Nothing too major though. So we skip to lap 7. Yet again, Massa is pretty close behind us. He doesn't choose to go in our slipstream. Look in the mirror. So that gives us a bit of breathing space, but now he starts to pick up the slipstream. Here he comes again on the outside, but I don't see it happening, and it does indeed not happen. So one thing I should mention in this video as well is that a few people were unhappy with me in the qualifying, because I talked you know, a lot about corner cutting and extending, especially in turn 1. I would like to apologize for that if that annoyed you. It was not my intention, and I will improve myself for this race then in terms of the commentary. You'll see this race that I will cut and I will extend here and there, but obviously that can happen. I know that myself too, but I personally am very strict, looking very strict to myself in terms of track limits, and that's why I talk so much about it. And well, if it annoys you, yet again, I apologize, and yeah, I'm really sorry, but let's not keep there. Let's keep on, you know, talking about the race, as we missed our apex a little bit there, but could have been a bit worse. Few drivers pitted. I decided to keep on going. As I said, keep on going, leave some options open, and then from there on you can respond whether you are going to do a 3-stop, 2-stop, prime option, you name it. 11 seconds behind Rosberg, obviously is quite a bit in 8 laps time. That's well, a lot actually. But okay, it's Mercedes power. If I would have been in that car, I think I would have done the exact same. As we hear that our teammate is spinning wheels. A little bit of a battle going on behind us. You can see in the mirror, Raikkonen managed to pass Ricciardo on the inside, probably of the hairpin or something like that, with use of the DRS. But having a look at the tires, and it's not too bad actually. They turn in pretty well. There's not really a lot of oversteer. You can see me there correcting it a little bit, of course, but it's not really like the car is sliding on the corner entry, which you sometimes do see when the tires are very worn. We lost 6 tenths to Rosberg in the middle sector. It could be worse, I guess. You know, it's not too bad actually, considering it are super softs. I think we used these tires in qualifying as well. Is that right? Not sure actually. Not too bad really. Let's see what Raikkonen can do then. He actually pitted in the well, the drivers pitted, so that moves us up in P1, leading this race now after 9 laps. I kept on going, and that means basically that I'm gonna go for a 2-stop right now. My mind is set on a 2-stop. Hamilton behind us, so Hamilton managed to jump Rosberg. I think in the pit stop phase, or Rosberg just had a poor start. I do not really know. Here you can see, you know, there's a little bit of sliding on the apex of the corners, and that does mean that the tires are getting pretty worn. You can see there are lots of corrections there. Still 2 tenths up though on the previous lap in the middle sector, not too bad. 1.4 seconds to Hamilton, 3.2 seconds to Rosberg. Entering the final sector here, pretty very late indeed. A little bit deep, cost us a little bit of time. Nothing too major though, but I do expect us to pit right about now. Let's see, yep, we go into the pit lane. Lap 9, we go into the pit lane, and then I presume selecting the prime tire. Let's have a look. Going to mix one, obviously, don't want to waste any fuel in the pit lane, and it's indeed the prime tire. So, going for a 2-stop then. Lap 7 was a scheduled stop for a 3-stop, but we kept on going for 2 more laps, switching onto the prime tire right now. Makes the strategy a little bit different, but it might pay out, you know. I'm going for a little bit of a risk here, of course. I'm dropping back in P7 if I manage to keep on in, no, P8. Can I keep in front of Hulkenberg then? Does look like it, just about. Yeah, I can stay in front of Hulkenberg, so P8. But remember, these guys now all around me are on a different strategy, meaning that their tire wear is more than ours is at the moment. Hulkenberg is really close, by the way, with DRS. Here he comes on the inside. I'm not bothered defending the inside. He comes on the inside though, and now I'm gonna have to take him back, otherwise it looked like a noob because I did not defend. But he takes me nicely on the inside there of the hairpin. Can we take him back into the next corner? Getting in the steps him up to mixed free. Yes, good straight line speed. Here we go. Yeah, he leaves the door wide open. Here we go. Oh, he just turns in on us. Bit of contact made there, I think. Not too sure though. And we do manage to make the move stick there. Got a warning for causing a collision, but to be fair, I do not really, see what I did wrong there. He left the door wide open. I can do several moves because I am the attacking driver. If you are the defending driver, you can only stick to one defensive move. But I was the attacker there, so I was able to swerve around, and I did so going on the inside. Left the door wide open, so then you should not complain that I go for that gap. So taking Hulkenberg back up to P8, and as I said before, the drivers around me are on a different strategy. Oh, as we see a horrible cut there. Sorry about that. The drivers around me are on more worn tires, obviously. They have pitted in about lap 7, so they are about 3 laps old. And well, as we have seen, we pitted the previous lap, so we should have a little bit more grip than the cars around us, although they might be on super soft as well. We obviously went for the soft tire, the prime tire. Here comes Hulkenberg yet again. A little bit too far back though. Braking for the hairpin. Down to first gear. Short shift then to second. There we go. Always go for second gear there on the exit of the hairpin. It's much better than first gear. Obviously you can go with first gear, but then you have to shift up really in the middle of the traction zone. Well, it's not really necessary to do that. You can also just short shift even when you go before. Even when before going on the throttle, you can do that. So yeah, it's better doing that as I extended the corner a little bit there. Swing it into here. I think I'm gaining a little bit of time on button. 2 seconds is the gap, but I do not see anything happening here in terms of overtaking. Give us 1 or 2 more laps, and our tires are also starting to get old and getting wear. 19.5, our personal fast lap currently of the race. Nailing that corner there. That was very, very sweet. Hitting the apex nicely. And extending the corner as much as I can. Obviously without cutting the track limits. Lap 12 out of 34 then. So about 1/3 of the race. A little bit more than that. A little bit over that mark. Over second to Hulkenberg. Here he comes yet again with the ERS. It's really helpful for me to use mix free down this straight here. If I didn't have mix free, would have had a lot or a much harder time defending from these guys around me. Anyway, we skipped to lap 15. As you can see, button just flew away really. The gap is definitely a lot more than the 2 seconds it were before, and he's completely out of sight even. So I'm losing loads of time at the moment, and this is worrying. This is actually very worrying. 6.2 seconds. I lost about 4 seconds, and in, well, not that much time. The pit lane or a pit stop is about 16 seconds, I think, around this track. It's a pretty short pit lane, so that's not in our favor. Did Hulkenberg pit? Hulkenberg did indeed pit. Lap 15. Hulkenberg went for his second pit stop. There's another car in the pit lane, I think. So up to P6 then. And Button stayed out, did he? No idea. Anyway, we have a Ferrari up front. That is Alonso then. So that is the podium position basically going there. Yeah, nothing I can do really. Just give me a better car and I'll try to do it. So we see Magnussen now instead of Hulkenberg attacking us. Well, Magnussen having a great straight line speed coming down the outside there. Just braking late then. And this is really, I said it before, this is really what the AI misses, they're not so brave. Going around the outside, making moves stick. It's a bit of a bummer to really see. Anyway, let's focus more on the career mode side of this. At the end of the video, I'll show you something we need to talk about. In the previous video, I think you guys could vote whether I would pick Magnussen as a rival or whoever you want, but I do not actually know which options I'm going to get to pick as a rival. Obviously, which driver I can pick as a driver. So that's a little bit of a tricky one. Anyway, the votings are casted. A lot of people wanted me to choose Magnussen, but I'm having my doubts personally. because I think Force India could be a very good choice. But anyway, I'll come back on that later at the end of the video, because we still obviously have a race to do. 17 laps out of 34, meaning we got past the halfway mark, up to mix 3 yet again. The gap to Ricciardo is 1.2 seconds as we skip to the ending of, or the beginning rather, of lap 22 with Raikkonen close behind us. P4, everyone around us pitted basically. Raikkonen comes flying by. Do I decide to take him back or do I leave him alone? No, I go down the inside, take him back. I'm not gonna give up that easily, but look at him. He's still in the mirrors there. You can see him following us. He couldn't put the power down there. I left some room on the outside if he really wanted to go for it, but he didn't. So we take back the 4th place. As you can see now, starting to get a little bit slippery. I pitted, I think, at lap 10 as we have a bit of oversteer. That allows Raikkonen to get down the inside for the next corner. I leave plenty of space down the inside, but Raikkonen did not take it at all. And in fact, he got he got passed by Vettel in the process. But now the tire wear is starting to play. We have driven 12 laps, so that means I could pit this lap, but I do not pit this lap. That's interesting. You would expect that I pit this lap, you know. I think I refitted these tires in lap 10, so I've done 12 laps on these tires. You know, a lot of 12 laps would be the end of the race. I do not honestly know why I didn't pit. That's a stupid call by me, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, we have to defend here. Got a poor exit of that corner, obviously, thanks to the tire wear as well. Here comes Vettel then. I do think this will be an easy pass for Vettel with DRS. Here he comes already flying by. I get back in the slipstream. Look at the Williams as well. That is Massa there. So we break for this corner. Massa backs out of it. I go for the inside though from Vettel. Oh, hitting the curb there. I will have a poor exit, and that's indeed the position lost, I think, to Vettel. Yep. Vettel just flying away there with the traction control benefit, but also obviously the tires. I couldn't put the power down. Well, Vettel was able to put the power down nicely. Look at that. There's not a lot of grip on the turn in there. And this is the point where I'm starting to lose a lot of time now. And that is why I do not really know why I pitted previous lap. I don't know whether I thought that I refitted these tires in lap 11 or something. I'm not crazy, right? I fitted these tires in lap 10, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I do not know why I didn't pit. I really don't know. Oh, look at this. No, we need to pit here. It's almost like driving on ice now. Here we go. In the pit lane. That's a bit of a shame there what I did. That's a stupid call. Anyway, we're in the pit lane now. So it will be crucial to see where I rejoin now. Remember, the AI still need to make their pit stop. So now it's crucial to push. We need to push very, very hard now. If we want to end up in P5, 6, something around there. That's really the target. And that would be actually pretty good. You know, when you consider I'm going for a different strategy here. It's a little bit of a gamble always when you do these different strategies. And it might pay off here. I do not see a reason why it wouldn't pay off, you know. 11 laps on these soft tires, you know, bring it on. We'll keep an eye out on the gap to Perez, 11.4. As we are on these new tires right now, it's crucial, as I said before, to push very, very hard right now. Who is in our mirrors? That is Button. Don't know what happened to Button. Remember, he was in front before by quite a margin. I think something happened to him. Something must have happened to him because he was quite a bit in front of us, but now quite a bit behind us. 11.4 to Perez was it before, and it is now 11.2. Gain 2 seconds in the middle sector. We need more than that though. We're gonna have to push harder and harder. I don't know when the AI is going to pit. I expect about lap 25, 6, maybe 7. If there's someone who still wants to go for a super soft stint. We'll see though. These two corners here are fantastic, really. They are very, very flowing. These two right-handers. Very nice looking on the minimap. I do not think there's anyone in the pit. 11 seconds to Perez. Gained I think 4 tenths. Yeah, 4 tenths in the final sector. Very good indeed. Gaining time on Perez. That means basically that I'm gaining time on most people in front of Perez as well, I think. Not sure. But that is our plan. Ooh, getting another 4 tenths. This is very good. Let's keep on pushing now. As I said, vital laps coming up right now. This is really the time where I have to shine. You know, clean air in front of me. If I push really hard right now, I can end up in front of that train, which is going on right now. Obviously, they are on worn tires. I'm on fresh tires, so it shouldn't be that hard. But Remember, I'm driving a Toro Rosso, and some of these guys are driving a McLaren or Williams. So yeah, it's still a pretty tough task if you ask me. And also at the end of the race, you know, you have more tire wear than the others around you. That is our disadvantage. But we'll see how we can do and deal with that. 10.4 seconds, get another 2 tenths in the middle sector on Perez, so very good indeed. In the meantime, Button is closing us down, down though. 1.1 seconds to Button, so we need to keep an eye out on that as well. Otherwise, Button will be another threat as well coming at the end of the race. So have a look at the minimap. Are there any people in the pit lane? There's someone in the pit lane, that is Bottas. Let's see whether we can pass him. This will be an indication for us where we are in terms of that train. I think Bottas was a little bit on front of that train and we get past him, I think. Look in the mirror. Yep, that is Bottas in the mirror. You could just about see him there. So we're looking good here relatively to that train. I mean, Bottas was quite a way up there, I think. So, oh, he managed to pass him. Even Bottas managed to get past him. There's quite a big gap to Bottas actually, and that gives us quite a bit of hope. 10 seconds to Perez, as we see a lot of cars now in the pit lane. So they are pitting now. See where we can end up. It's going to be crucial. Here we go. Coming across this main straight here, start-finish straight, opening up at 27, and look at the train, look at the right hand side, there's no one exiting. Very good indeed, jumping them all up to P8, so there are still a few cars who need to pit, but obviously it's a relief right now when you see this P8. It basically is an indication that it's working really well, and look at the gap to those drivers. I mean, not bad. Skipping to lap 33, the rest of the cars pitted, and well, I jumped them, so P5, and that was our target, so very good indeed. And it seems like the strategy is paying off. It really is. Lap 33 though, as I said before in this race, we are now at the stage where our tires are very worn. Obviously their tires are worn as well, but not as much as mine. So we brake for the hairpin. Bottas around the outside there trying to have a look. Couldn't do it though. We just need to keep it up, you know. Just one more lap and that's it. P5, that would be quite nice around this track. If that's the case, we keep on passing the momentum which we are having in this championship currently, because let's face it, it goes pretty well in the championship. Looking at the last couple of races, especially Silverstone was very strong. The previous race where I was 4th, I think. You know, 5th place right here in the Toro Rosso wouldn't be bad either, picking up quite a few points, but it's not, you know, we're not up to that level yet. We need to do one more lap, so here we go, entering the final lap right now. Bottas behind us, going a bit offensive for the first corner, nothing too major, so we enter the first corner, and a huge cut. Huge cut, and what I do here is I back out of it. I mean, sorry guys, but that was too much of a cut for me. I back out of it and go for it then again, getting on the power now. You know, I do not want to get any kind of advantage by cutting a corner, so I gave, you know, the time back pretty much. And we see Bottas now again on the charge here, down this straight here. He comes around the outside. This will be his only chance pretty much. He's already passed, but braking late for the hairpin. We take him back as we have done all race long. The AI having no bravery whatsoever. Even Raikkonen managed to get past Bottas, so that does show that Bottas tried it and braked late, but not late enough, I guess. And well, we take him relatively easy back, and that is something we've seen all race long there in that hairpin. You know, the AI not brave enough. You see here just finding the grip with the throttle. Hamilton in the meantime already won the race. Vettel is in front of us by 26 seconds. Bit of oversteer moment there. It would have been, you know, a horror if we spun there in the final lap of the race, but it's not gonna happen. 2 more corners to go. Here's the penultimate corner. Raikkonen still close behind us. Gonna be a sprint towards the finish. Obviously, get on the power here. Then Rich Mixture as well. Make sure you get his 5th place. And there we go, 5th place then in this race. Look at the train I have behind me though. A huge train, of course. Teammate in 15th place. Quite a way down. Luckily, we pick up some good points. There we are then. Lewis Hamilton in the end won the race. Only 7 tenths ahead of Rosberg. So they had a good battle, it looks like. Our teammate there in 15th place, as I've said. And only Sheldon managed to get a DNF here. 8th position in the championship. Not bad. Only 3 points behind a Ferrari. Not bad, is it? And well, 15 points ahead of Bottas. So actually we are pulling a gap to Bottas at the moment. Our teammate at 14th still with 1 point though. So that concludes it for this race. Luckily no rain in this race. And happy that that 2-stop worked out. It was a little bit of a gamble, as said before, but it worked out very well actually. I don't think I could have done any better with a 3-stop. So in the end, this is the maximum result, you know, all you can do. I've maximized it, and that's always nice to see. But then we go back to the menu as we see some news clippings here. And now I'm having a doubt, because I get a contract offer here, a mid-season offer from Force India. Here we go, Force India. But what do I have to do? Do I go mid-season to Force India? I'm having so many doubts. I wanna, you know, I wanna know your opinion on it. What should I do here? If I go to Force India, can I get a new contract offer as well then for next season? I feel like I really need answers, because I honestly have no idea, you know, what is going to happen when I'm going to Force India. Obviously, I will drive for them probably for the rest of the season. But can I also have then a contract offer from even a bigger team? Because I want to drive for the team which will be exactly enough to finish in the top 3, for example. You know, I really want to fight for it, not that it goes easy. That's really what I want. So I would like to try Force India, give it a go, and see where we end up. And then next season I can always drive for a team such as McLaren maybe. But maybe there are some kind of consequences which, you know, I'm not aware of, which I don't know. So that's why I'm asking you guys, what should I do here? Give me your opinions. I would like to go to Force India though and have a go at it, because it should be better than Toro Rosso. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. It has been long enough. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a like. And that is pretty much it. See you guys next time, and goodbye.